Welcome to Business Book Daily, where we pull one useful idea from one business book and turn it into something you can actually use. Today's book is Traction by Gino Wickman. Wickman is an entrepreneur, author, and creator of the Entrepreneurial Operating System, a practical framework for helping leadership teams run stronger companies. Before we get into the book, today's episode is sponsored by CommissionOnly.com. Want to sell more without adding fixed sales salaries? Many companies hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce. Post your opportunity on CommissionOnly.com and get in front of motivated reps who are already looking for performance-based roles. That's CommissionOnly.com. Now back to traction. The big idea is simple. Many growing businesses don't need more energy. They need a better operating system. A lot of entrepreneurs grow through force of will. They hustle, sell, solve problems, motivate people, chase opportunities, and keep the business moving because they refuse to let it stop. That works for a while. Then the company gets too big for everything to live in the founder's head. Priorities multiply, meetings get messy, people avoid hard issues, accountability slips. The team may be talented, but the business starts to feel heavier than it should. Traction argues that businesses get stronger when leaders install clear operating disciplines. When everyone knows where the company is going, who owns what, which numbers matter, and how problems get solved, execution becomes much easier. This is not magic. It is not motivational theater with a whiteboard. It is a practical way to help leadership teams focus, measure progress, solve problems, and follow through. The first concept is clarifying the vision. A company needs a vision people can actually repeat and use. That includes core values, target market, long-term goals, short-term priorities, and the main plan for growth. If the leadership team cannot explain the direction clearly, the rest of the company will create its own version. And that is how you end up with 5 departments, 9 priorities, and one very tired founder wondering why everyone is rowing in different directions. Vision is not supposed to be a frame paragraph nobody reads. It should help people make better decisions every week. The second concept is putting the right people in the right seats. Strong execution depends on both people and roles. The right people fit the company's values. They work in a way that matches how the company wants to operate. The right seats mean people are doing work that fits their strengths, authority, and responsibility. This distinction matters. A good person in the wrong role can still create confusion. A smart person without clear ownership can still slow the team down. A loyal employee in a seat they cannot handle can create problems nobody wants to name. A strong operating system makes those conversations clearer. The third concept is running the business with real numbers. Leaders need a simple scorecard that shows the health of the business each week. The point is not to track everything. That just turns measurement into spreadsheet confetti. The point is to track the few numbers that show whether the company is moving in the right direction before problems become too expensive. Revenue, leads, close rate, delivery time, customer churn, cash, overdue projects, customer complaints, or production volume might matter depending on the business. The right numbers create early warnings. They help the team stop managing by mood, memory, or whoever sounds most confident in the meeting. The fourth concept is solving issues instead of circling them. Every company has problems. Strong companies name them, prioritize them, discuss the real cause, and decide the next action. Weak teams keep revisiting the same issues because nobody owns the fix or wants the uncomfortable conversation. You have probably seen this happen. The same problem appears in meeting after meeting. Everyone nods. Someone says, "We should really look into that." Then it wanders back into the business like a raccoon with a key card. Traction pushes teams to identify the real issue, discuss it honestly, and solve it with ownership. The fifth concept is creating traction through priorities and rhythm. Big goals become real through focused quarterly priorities, clear owners, regular meetings, and follow-through. A company does not need everyone chasing 20 goals at once. It needs the most important goals named clearly, reviewed often, and completed with discipline. That is where execution improves, not from more ambition, but from fewer priorities and better follow-through. So how do you apply this? Start by getting your leadership team aligned on the basics. Write down your core values, ideal customer, long-term goal, one-year target, and current priorities. If the team disagrees, Fix that before pushing harder on execution. Misalignment does not disappear because everyone is busy. Next, clarify ownership. List the main functions of the business, such as sales, marketing, operations, finance, and customer service. Make sure each one has a clear owner who knows what results they are responsible for. Then create a short weekly scorecard. Pick a handful of numbers that show whether the business is healthy. Review them every week so problems show up early. Finally, choose a few quarterly priorities and review them in a consistent meeting rhythm. Keep the focus narrow. Assign owners. Track progress. Solve issues quickly. The goal is to turn business growth from a constant scramble into a repeatable operating habit. Here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, a growing company does not just need more effort. It needs a simple operating system that turns goals into ownership, rhythm, and follow-through. Second, accountability gets easier when priorities are clear. Confusion is often just poor leadership wearing a busy calendar. Third, strong teams do not avoid issues. They name the real problem, assign ownership, and solve it before it becomes culture. Traction is worth reading if you lead a growing business that feels messy, reactive, or too dependent on the founder. It is also useful if you want a practical framework for setting priorities, creating accountability, and running better meetings. You might skip it if you already have a strong operating system and want advanced strategy theory instead of practical execution discipline. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books begin as ideas leaders have been refining for years. Frameworks, philosophies, and lessons learned the hard way. Writing the book forces those ideas into clear form, and once they're on the page, they can travel far beyond a single conversation or presentation. At memoirghostwriting.com, we write memoirs and business books for entrepreneurs, founders, executives, and industry experts. We handle the interviews, structure, writing, editing, design, and publishing, so the final product is polished, professional, and built around your voice. If you've ever thought about what a business book could do for your authority, speaking, consulting, lead generation, or legacy, visit memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today's Business Book Daily. One book, one useful idea, and one smarter way to build.